Hey, Dad, how you going?
G'day, Jordan. I'm going good.
That's good. That's good.
Funny to have this conversation with you, eh?
I know, I know via Zoom and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously it's probably good for everyone to, I guess, if you introduce yourself. So, what's your
Yeah.
name? What do you do for work?
Hey, my name's Alf. I'm 56. I work in the IT industry
Beautiful.
and
Beautiful.
been doing that most of my life. And father of four, keen fisherman and footy fan. It's all the good things.
Um,
Mhm.
so we're down 20 kilos in 20 weeks
Mm.
exactly. I
Yeah.
guess kind of casting my mind back to that initial conversation that we had. I remember we were at a holiday place. A part of that conversation that really stood out to me was the conversation you had with your doctor.
So it's just kind of a regular GP checkup, nothing major.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I've been concerned about was that I got diagnosed with sleep apnea, which I kind of ignored for a long time. Your mum would kind of complain about me snoring loudly. So that was kind of the
Yeah,
reality.
yeah,
But yeah, sleep apnea is a lot more serious than just snoring. And the main reason I was kind of ignoring it was because I had to, the treatment for it is really to get one of those CPAP machines, like a mask that you sleep on,
yeah.
which I thought was, pretty um, terrible, to
Mm,
put it mildly.
yeah,
And so I was kind of ignoring it really. So I was talking to him about going down this road of getting a CPAP and that I didn't really like it. He sort of put me onto the idea that one of the good things you could do to minimize it is to lose weight.
yeah,
Um, and while I never really thought of myself as being overweight or obese, I think I was really.
yeah,
Um, And the interesting thing he told me was that there was one sort of magic number where you have this kind of measurement around your waist circumference,
hmm
and if you're over that number, which I was, um, you have a much higher risk of all of these serious diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure and all these things. Because I saw my parents and grandparents going down that road. I didn't want to go down that road, later in life. So I wanted to avoid all of that. Um, and so then he said to me about losing this weight, and he thought that was a really sort of urgent thing to do.
mm,
And he suggested I go on Ozempic, which
insane.
I'd heard of, I didn't really know much about, um, and I kind of felt like it was cheating. I
Yeah,
said that to him at the time. It was really expensive. It was like $500 a month. So he gave me the script, and then I was going to go that day to go to the pharmacy to get it, and I waited and I sort of did some research. I wanted to give my GP, the credit he deserves
mm,
because he did sort of weigh up all the pros and cons.
mm,
And the interesting thing was he thought, even though Ozempic had all of these concerns and issues, he thought the risk of that was much lower than the risk of me just continuing to be overweight and
yeah,
all the issues that that would bring.
yeah,
So it's kind of the lesser of two evils, if that makes sense.
for sure.
So it kind of underlines, how important it is or how serious it is to deal with being overweight
Yeah.
like I was.
Was it
Uh,
on that, right? Like, was it? Do you feel like it was harder or kind of easier than you expected? Like, what was that
oh, a
kind of?
lot easier. Yeah.
Why do
Um,
you say that?
um, well, I guess one thing that jumped out at me was that it was really a bigger factor than what I'd expected was, what you eat, what goes into your body.
Mm,
Because I thought, you could just kind of exercise like crazy and, run 10 kilometers a day or something.
yeah,
And then somehow that would, make a difference.
yeah,
But it turns out, what you eat is even more important as part of that equation.
yeah,
Um, and so, I was really pleased to see that, just sticking to the meal prep and doing very light exercise was really effective.
mm,
And, and I was just saw the weight sort of falling off, about a kilo a week roughly. And it kind of kept that sort of
yeah.
average
I
for a
think
while.
I think exactly. I think we managed
Yeah.
by the end. It was exactly a kilo a week.
Yeah.
So that was nice
You'll
for
go
me.
sort of some weeks more, some weeks less.
Yeah, no,
Kind of
for sure.
depend. Yeah, sometimes things like birthdays and Easter and this sort of
Yeah,
stuff coming into it would sort of interfere. But
yeah,
yeah, that was kind of the average over the period.
yeah. No, for sure, for sure. In terms of the actual food that you're eating. Now, obviously, you would have seen the food that kind of, I'm cooking. You would have
Yeah,
seen that I'm kind of eating these burgers and similar kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Um, when compared to when you had tried to lose weight previously,
yeah.
what was that kind of what was that? How did that kind of all work in your
Yeah,
mind?
I guess I was a bit of a doubter, to be honest, because
Mm,
it didn't look like weight loss food.
yeah,
I was thinking, you'd have to eat, carrots and celery and,
yeah,
this kind of thing.
yeah,
And it turned out that wasn't the case.
mm,
So I was having, really satisfying, delicious meals.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and that was pretty surprising. Actually, one of the things that jumped out at me right away was I remember thinking this when I first started with you. Yeah, you put the plans together and
yeah,
cook the food up. And I had the first breakfast, and it was two bacon and egg muffins,
yeah,
and they were like really big. And I
yeah.
was like, I'm just struggling to finish these. They're so big.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that. I remember you asked me like multiple times like are you sure
yeah.
like
Can
this
you check
is
your calculations?
yeah, yeah, no, I remember that was funny.
Yeah.
I guess do you feel like the food being like that, like as you said, either being too filling or like tasting like non-diet food, do you
Mm.
feel like that had any impact on your ability to stick to it and
Yeah, that helped a lot for sure.
mm,
Yeah, I think there was some other things too because just coming back to habits, I work in the city,
yeah,
and so one of the really cool things about that is there's heaps of choices at lunchtime. So
mm,
I'd really enjoy going out and trying all different things at different times and different cuisines and whatnot. And so that was problematic from just a weight gain perspective,
yeah.
but also it was expensive.
Mm.
It's
like when you say
well,
it was expensive, like how much would you
yeah.
say you were
Oh,
spending a week on kind of, buying
oh,
lunches and
easier a day, maybe I'd say, just for lunch, it would be not unusual to spend $25 on a lunch.
yeah,
You know, $30 if it was a little bit more. So that's what, $100 a week just for lunch.
yeah,
Yeah,
just for lunch, exactly.
yeah,
Then you still have to
yeah,
get breakfast and dinner and all that kind of stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So did you
Um,
notice that you were saving money when you were eating?
yeah, yeah. And I guess that's one of the concerns because I was saying it was going to cost me like 500 a month
Yeah,
for the medication.
yeah,
And I thought, well, doing all this meal prep is going to cost me just as much,
yeah,
but it turned out being the opposite.
yeah,
Um, and one of the other benefits too is having meal prep at work kind of is, I didn't realize how stressful it is to run around during your lunch break and wait in the queue and grab your food and try and finish it all to get back to work and
yeah,
keep your eye on the clock. And a lot of times they're slow and you've got to kind of wolf it down and you can't,
yeah,
it's not great fun.
yeah. You spend
So
your whole lunch just waiting for food and eating, right? There's no actual
yeah,
break.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so now I can just kind of chill out and, relax because
yeah.
everything's already done.
So obviously you're down 20 kilos now, right?
Mm.
Other than that number,
Mm.
what have you really noticed about just differences in the way that you're feeling?
I remember one time I was at work and I was just kind of walking around and I go, oh man, these pants are going to fall off me. And I was down two pant sizes.
So that yeah, that's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
That's insane. If someone, your age or even younger was told the same thing by their doctor,
Mhm.
um, and felt like they might have been a little bit too far gone, what would you tell them?
Yeah, yeah. And I think just reflecting on my own experience,
Mm,
I guess I thought that, I could just handle it on my own and just do my own thing and take care of it and it'll be cool.
yeah,
And then I realized that, after a fair while of going down that track, it really wasn't working.
yeah,
Um, and so I would say, just encourage people to reach out and talk to people around them and get help from people like yourself.
mm,
That have experience and have sort of delivered results in that space that
Yeah.
are experts, let's say.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid just to have a conversation and ask questions and explore other ways of doing things. I'll come back to that, just stop trying to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.